Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of All Little Tech Corner. It is Monday, January 12th, 2026. I am your host, ichino-ani, and I am so happy you are here with me today. Today, we are going to dig into a really trending paper, straight from the archive. It is a bit of a tough one, but do not worry. I will break it down so it is easy to chew on. The title of the paper is Optimal Low Bounds for Online Multicalibration. You can find it at this scroll. Tedskartuvoiga BS 26015245 von, right? It is quite a mouthful, isn't it? So, let me explain what this paper is actually about, in a way that makes sense for our daily lives, I like to think about machine learning like teaching a student. Imagine you have a student, let's call him Icon. Icon wants to predict the weather. This is the problem of calibration. If Icon says, there is a 50% chance of rain today, and he set that for 100 days, and it should actually rain on 50 of those days. If it does, we say he is calibrated. He is honest about his confidence. That is the basic idea. But here's the tricky part, and this is the problem the paper tries to solve. What if Icon is right on average, but totally wrong in specific situations? For example, what if he says 50% chance of rain all year, but actually, it rains 100% of the time in winter, and 0% of the time in summer? On average, he is right. It is 50% overall, but for you and me, trying to plan a picnic in July, his prediction is useless. This is where multicalibration comes in. Multicalibration is like a super strict teacher. It checks if the AI is accurate not just on average, but also within specific groups. Like, is it accurate in winter? Is it accurate on Tuesdays? Is it accurate when it predicts high confidence? So this paper is very special. It proves mathematically, for the first time, exactly how hard it is to achieve this level of perfection. They call it a lower bound. It basically sets a speed limit on how fast an AI can learn, to be fair to all these different groups. Now, let's look at some real examples of how this applies to life. Because, math is fun, but useful math is better. First, think about recommendation systems. You see these on e-commerce sites or video sites every day. If the system is just calibrated or on average, it might recommend popular movies correctly to the general public. But what if it keeps recommending horror movies to kids just because horror movies are popular overall? That is bad, right? Multicalibration ensures the recommendations are accurate to the subgroup of kids, and the subgroup of adults, and the subgroup of Tansan fans, all separately. And make sure the AI understands the context, not just the average popularity. Second, let's talk about image recognition. This is huge for things like automatic photo classification or facial recognition. Imagine a medical AI that looks at X-rays to find diseases. If it is 90% accurate overall, that sounds great. But what if it is 99% accurate for men and only 50% accurate for women? That is dangerous. The average hides the mistake. This paper explores the math needed to force the AI to be accurate for every specific group, ensuring fairness in medical diagnosis support. Third, and this is a big one, spam mail filtering. We all hate spam. And AI might be good at catching spam generally, but maybe it is terrible at catching spam that is written in a specific way or sent at a specific time of day. Multicalibration forces the filter to be smart across all these different patterns. Can I just be lazy and get a good score by only catching the easy spam? Actually, I can give you one more because I love this topic. Think about stock price prediction, or demand forecasting, or even object recognition in autonomous driving technology. A self-driving car needs to recognize pedestrians. It is not enough to recognize pedestrians during the day. It must be calibrated for the group of pedestrians at night and the group of pedestrians in the rain. If it fails in the rain, but works great in the sun, the average score might look okay, but the car is not safe. Multicalibration is what demands safety in every condition. Comparison is important too. How does this compare to other technologies? Well, the paper compares Molten to marginal calibration. Marginal calibration is the easy one. It just checks the global average. The authors prove that Multi is strictly harder. Specifically, they show complexity of t to the power of 2/3. Without getting too technical. It means you need significantly more data for more time. to get this fairness than we previously thought. It separates the easy problem from the hard problem. A paper is fascinating because it uses things called groups. There are predetermined groups, which just depend on the context, like is it raining or is it sunny? And then there are predicate-dependent groups. These are trickier. These groups depend on what the AI itself predicts. The authors show that even with just 3 simple groups, if they depend on the prediction, the problem becomes very hard. It is like the AI is trying to chase its own tail. You use a very clever construction in the paper. They create a scenario that the correct answer is hidden in a grid. If the AI tries to cheat and just gives a safe average answer, it gets punished by one group. If it tries to be too specific, but gets it slightly wrong due to noise, it gets punished by another group. It creates a dilemma. Basically, there is no shortcut to being truly smart and fair. So, why does this matter to us? Well, as we rely more on AI for things like loans and hiring and driving, we need to know the limits. We need to know that we cannot just snap our fingers and make an AI perfect for everyone instantly. This paper tells us the cost of fairness. It tells us that if we want an AI that works for every subplot in the ocean, we need to be patient and we need to provide enough data. It is a bit like teaching. Really, you cannot expect a student to master every subject. In a single day, you have to put in the time. And this paper mathematically proves that time is necessary. Anyway, that is the gist of it. It is a heavy paper, but the lesson is simple. Fairness and precision in AI are hard, but they are worth the effort. I hope you found that interesting. I always love seeing how math connects to our real lives. That is all for today's episode. Stay curious and keep learning. See you next time.